Now I'm going to talk about some of the storyboards that didn't actually get made into the final cinematic. The first scene takes place in the museum. There was a big discussion about, because of the massive destructibility that takes place in the game, what they term massive D, there's certain things we couldn't do. In this museum section we actually have a dinosaur being blown up by a grenade, and Tequila uses the bones to actually take down a couple of the villains. This was like a little bit tricky because we didn't know whether the dinosaur was going to be destroyed and where Tequila was going to be in the scene. Because of that technical problem, this scene was cut. What we're going to show you here is the opening scene to the tea house sequence. As you'll see, it was pre-vised and had great sound to it. Basically, this scene was too long and there was a lot of loading problems, but let's take a look at this. So this is like ambient kitchen sounds, noises. Tequila walks in. On the previews, they just tend to slide the characters before they go to final rendering, and then we go to the shot that we now have in the tea house. I think it's kind of interesting to see this as well, just as how they pre-render everything before the lighting and the final animation is put on. Also, the barman here is not John Woo, and we use John in the final.
Tequila?
The next thing I'm going to discuss is actually seeing where Tequila gets on the boat. In the final cinematic, there's just him. He's not confronted with any of the villains. We have him in the first scene. He kind of creeps up behind one of the guards and pulls the gun into his face, knocks him out. And then he goes up the steps, and we do what John's famous for, a kind of a twist on the standoff, where Tequila is confronted by two guards, and he flips around, grabs the guns as the villains throw the guns up into the air by his actions, and actually catches the guns as they come back down, and he reverses the whole play. There was a scene where Tequila comes across what he thinks is a dead woman, and he places his gun down by the side of her. One of the gangsters creeps up behind him, has him in his sights, and Tequila sees his reflection in the porthole. I was going to do a reflection in the woman's eye as well, and again that was a problem. We realised the woman's not dead, and she actually gets Tequila's gun and flips it up to him, and he catches it mid-air and turns and gets the drop on the gangster behind him. So again, that was another one of the standoff scenes that actually got cut from the cinematics.